everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? I'm assuming you can hear and see me okay. I had a last minute rush to get the piece that I needed to plug my mic in because it wasn't where it normally was. I'm in this season of disorganization, I think. Hot mess central. Let's see who we got there. Thank you, Lisa. Hey, LG Homestead. Hello, Lisa Calovi. Gwyneth Broke Cowgirl. Hello, hello. Hey, Craig Tim. Hope you and Debbie are doing well. Hello, Holman's Homestead. Hello, Alicia at Farm Fresh. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Tina Ladybug. Prepping for 5 days of rain. Ooh, mud central. Do you get the flash flooding there, Gwen? I know I was in Houston one time visiting a friend, and I couldn't believe the flash flooding that I witnessed, that I experienced, I should say. It was wild. It was wild. So I'm waiting for some people to get in here, but I just, whoever wants to come on up. If you want to come up, I'll post the link in the chat. Just let me know if there's any interest, and I'll actually post it tonight. Hey, Charlie, Fallen Arkansas veterans. So yeah, if anybody wants to come up and chat, I just figured tonight we do a chat with us. And next week I do have a guest, and then I'm going to get an email out this weekend for the homesteading panel that we were talking about, on high ground, but sometimes can't go anywhere because of water over the roads. Oh, it's brutal. Stay safe, please. Oh, good, Craig. That sounds awesome. That's awesome. You've got a great solar setup. So yeah, if anybody wants to jump on up, let me just put the link in there. Again, family friendly, and I need to know who you are and to be safe. And also, we just need to see you, just for safety. Sorry, things are falling off my desk. So let's see what's going on here. I'll give you some updates. Hey, Cool Gamer. Welcome in. So we're actually getting some snow now, which is nice. We're supposed to get, I think, 2 to 6, which would be actually really nice if we would get it. So I would love it. I just love watching the snowfall. It's really beautiful. But yeah, all the animals got clean shavings today, clean barns, and all that. Yeah. Waiting on the cold. Yeah, no kidding, Craig. It won't be near as bad as that December cold. I'll take it. It's only a couple days, I think, right? I think it's Saturday through Monday, maybe. Let's see. No, it's probably the desk, Alicia at Farm Fresh. Hey, G Mama Grows. So, Broke Cowgirl, we only fill up what we need in the tote. So, Gwyneth Broke Cowgirl is talking about our video we put out today, because a lot of people had asked about why. They asked about our water issue, and then they asked about the hauling water. So I wanted to show them, because it's similar to what it's what we do in the summertime. The only difference in the summertime is we fill the entire tote up, transfer it to a tote on the ground, and then use gravity fed from there. In the wintertime, it's a little different. And so because we had that freeze with the well issue, which everybody knows about, we're just trying to be kind to the well, right? Because we're in this drought. So what we're doing is we are going into town, and I'm purposely getting chlorinated water, because I have another area that I can go to and I can get non-chlorinated, but I'm getting chlorinated because it may sit in their tanks for a day or so. Even though it's cold, nothing's going to grow anyway, but it just helps to keep the water cleaner. In my opinion, I'm fine with it. So what we do is I go to town, I only get so much water and then we use it all up and we drain the tank out. So that's why I take the valve off and the hose and drain them out and then drain the tank, because if I leave water in the tank, it will freeze. So I just go and get a load every other day. I hope that makes sense, Gwen. But yeah, let me just go to the chat real quick here, see if anybody came in. Yes, Monday. Yeah, so Monday, that won't be too bad. I can handle a couple days. But yeah, if anybody wants to come up, I've got the link in the chat. Let me see if I can post it. I've got it in there. I just want to see if I can pin it for you. Let me see here. Yeah, no, I don't fill it up, Gwen. I only I have to take the valve off because it's a PVC valve and it'll shatter. One night we actually did that and it wasn't supposed to freeze and it did freeze and we lost the valve. So yeah, I also can't fill it up because my pickup truck can't haul water like the diesel can. The diesel can handle a full tank. The pickup truck that I drive is not equipped to handle a full tank. But it's super easy. I mean, you guys saw me. You just pull up and it's pretty quick. Pretty darn quick. But other than that, I mean, we just, getting ready for the cold. We got the animals all set. And no worries, Charles. I totally get it. You don't feel like putting a shirt on. I totally feel that. I feel that way myself sometimes. How did your live? I hope your live went well. I'm sorry that I missed it. And the weekends are hard for us to be a. I hope it went well for you. Okay, Alicia, no worries. Yeah, it's fine. I totally get it. So, hey, Lori Carp, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, so we're just getting things ready, and then we're kind of debating about Norman. The plan is to leave him outside because he can. He'll be fine, right? Hey, Susie Jacobson, welcome in, my friend. So it's but on the other side of it, part of me wants to bring him inside, see if we can get him used to diesel. So it's that toss up. It's kind of hard with all the mess going on outside. During the 2011 drought here, we were hauling 700 gallons 3 times a day. Well, let me go back. Oh yeah, that is horrible. That's a lot of water. That's a lot of water. And it's crazy. I'm just glad that we have the alternative to be able to haul the water. That's, you know what I mean? So, hey, Annette at the Cow Emporium. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying warm. I'm sure you're feeling the cold vortex or whatever they're calling it on the news these days. Before we are, because I think it hits you before it hits us. They drank it as soon as we dumped it in the water trough. Yeah, I bet. Charles, I'm glad that it went well. So yeah, so we're just, excuse me. Excuse me. I may have another sneeze coming in. There was a crazy storm show up today. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Hey, Charlene Heel. Welcome in. Thank you. Yeah. It's crazy. And I sneeze and Diesel barks. Thank you, G Mama. Thanks, Lisa Colovi. Thank you, Alicia. Yeah, take Norman in so Diesel can play. Exactly. Well, we need to bring him inside and probably put him in a crate. Not completely crated, but like give him an area that's kind of fenced off and safe. And then have a crate where Diesel can come up to him and, sort of get desensitized to him. Sneeze bark. So yeah, I mean, so it's just, just trying to figure things out, you know, because I want to do the talking buttons with him. I haven't done them yet. And part of it is because, you know, he's outside and those are things they need to have access to, right? And so the talking buttons that Carla sent us, you have to be able to have them around them. And then if I teach him, I don't want them wet. Excuse me. I don't want them wet where, you know, it's laying out in his pen. And right now there's, you know, a little bit of snow on the ground. So, hey, Cindy Squirrel, welcome in. So, yeah. So, those of you who are just coming in, if anybody wants to join us, I'm fine. If you want to join us, just keep it family friendly. And we just need to see everybody. That's all, just for protection of the channel is all I ask. But I did put the link in there. If you can't find it and you want to come up, let me know. Other than that, I think it's been a nice kind of quiet week. Doing some crocheting, doing some cool stuff. I've been crocheting with fleece. I've been crocheting the I don't know if you've seen like they make them, they're like baskets, so they're pretty cool. Yeah, see, and that's the other thing, Gwen. That's the thing I'm worried about. So if he did come in, he would come in and probably go in the wood room again. Because that would be close to being cold as outside versus the house. But yeah, that's the other hard part, right? Because I almost wish it was warmer because then bringing him in and out isn't that big of a deal. But, you know, that is a big concern. That's absolutely one of the biggest things. Hey, Ariella, Viking Venture and Victuals, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. So, yeah, so we're just seeing, you know, how it goes. And you know, that's the thing, trying to figure out all those things. But in the meanwhile, we've been practicing his sit. He sits for all his meals now. And he gets very excited. So that's what's funny. And then we've been walking around, that kind of thing. But it's been going really good. What's going on with you guys? What do you have planned for this weekend? And I'll post the link again if anybody wants to come up. And if not, I totally get it. Because some people are in their pajamas, all comfy. Yeah, hurry up and sit, Norman. It's cold. Exactly. Exactly. Hey, Mark, Little Ridge Farm, welcome in. Yeah, so I just posted the link if anybody's interested on coming on up. But yeah, but he's doing really good. He's doing really good. I got a question for y'all. So Sherman, he's always been my baby. He's really funny. He doesn't do this all the time, but when I walk in the female pen and then I'm walking in the male side, I don't know if he, like, you know, I'm walking in like the girl's urine or their feces or whatever, and like maybe they're in heat and he's smelling it. It's so funny. He comes up to my feet and he's like, he's all excited. I was wondering if that's a thing. Helping a friend with 4 hogs in the morning. Wow, that's a big job. That'll be a good job. That sounds fun. Yeah, he does come when he's called. He is so cute. But yeah, he comes over to me. It's hilarious. I wonder if I can get it to show up. Hold on. I posted it on Instagram. It was really, really funny, his reaction. It's a lot better than mine. Here. Same thing for the boys. Oh. Did what I could to make a space for them because they don't eat, and I walk over there and then I walk here and Sherman gets all excited. Don't bite my toes. No biting. I don't know if you could hear him. He's like bunch of sausage. Yeah. That sounds good. There is nothing like homegrown sausage, let me tell you. Who here has pigs? I don't know. Is it just me? I'm trying to think. Gwyneth Bro Cowgirl has goats. Um, yeah, he's something else. He's just too funny. He's too funny. His reaction. Sherman was born in a litter that was spoiled rotten. The father of the girl who had the pigs and the litters, he really hung out with that litter a lot. He would sit in the barn with them and everything, and it shows because Sherman is just like, he stands there, he waits for his food. When he hears you coming, he's pacing. But when I get down there, he's very calm. He just stands there and waits for the food to hit the bowl. Grant is back to his old tricks again, jumping on the fence. So I got to get back to working with him again. I shuffled more chickens today, added 4 more bantams to that coop. So now 9 hens and 1 rooster, and added 1 to my big coop, changed out the nest box. Hey, trying to keep things dry with the rain. Yeah, I bet that's a big job to do. For sure. For sure. Oh, we got somebody back here. Are you ready? All righty. Let's see who we got. Hey, Ariella.
Hi there, Lisa. Yeah, I'm going to go live a bit later. So I thought, oh, well, since I'm sort of half ready, I'll go live and help you out. So why not?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. How are you?
Oh, yeah, hot and bothered. It's a bit hot here. I'd have to get the app up to see what it is exactly, but it's over 85. And I think, ugh.
Oh, that is hot. I feel you. You and I get along with that. I think the same way. I'm like, I don't like it hot.
No, I don't like the heat at all. And it was quite interesting. Gail had a collab on 5 Myths, 5 Truths, and half the people actually thought it was a truth, where one of my answers was, I love the summer. I thought, oh, you don't know me very well.
Yeah, I was going to say that if there's one thing about you that I know that.
Yeah.
Alicia at Farm Fresh is asking if you're in Australia.
Yes, I'm situated in the southeastern suburbs of Melbourne, Victoria. I think it's about 2 or 3 hours south of where Daz is. 2 or 3 hours drive, or could be more. I'm not sure, but it's a bit of a distance from where Daz is to down here, but the same state.
Very cool. Hey, Carla, living a rogue life. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. So what are your plans for the weekend, Ariella?
Well, at about I think it's 10 p.m. Central Time, so it would be about 9 p.m. your time, Lisa. I'm going to go live and have a smash or pass. I need to get more foods together to do this again next time, but I'll do it every month, and just some crazy food combinations on StreamYard. So I'm hoping I can get a few people up on panel and we can have a bit of fun with that. And planning to do that once a month. Earlier this morning, I was out watering all my garden plants, my tomatoes, and tied my tomatoes up, and watered my taters, and watered the herbs growing here. So that's all done. So hopefully they'll be good for another day and won't die. Tomorrow, a Bible reading live where I just do some readings, and maybe film some more video and some cooking videos and whatnot if I feel up to it. And of course, more editing. So always heaps on.
Always. It sounds like you're growing more this year.
Well, it's growing a bit more than what it had for ages. Maybe YouTube decided I wasn't really that naughty with what I spoke about after all.
Because I don't remember you growing tomatoes last year.
Oh, you mean, I thought you meant my channel.
Oh no,
I'd
sweetie, I meant your garden.
Yeah, I'd grown tomatoes a couple of years ago, and the possums really got into them. So I didn't grow any last year, but I've got them in the front garden this year, so hopefully I can keep the possums away from them. Taters I've never had before, and they're growing really well. Pumpkins and squash I've always had, but none this year. Everything I planted was a total failure, and yeah, I had the same problem what Daz talks about. I think the mice and the rats got them all.
Okay. So I know that you, because I think you had that problem before when you did some planting. I really hope that your stuff comes to fruition this year.
Yeah, the prices of things, yes, I definitely do want them to come to fruition. I'd love if I wasn't at a rental. I'd have chickens. My housemate's sort of not keen on the idea of me getting chickens. Otherwise, I'd have some tomorrow.
Yeah.
I love chickens, and I'd love to have even just 2 or 3 would be lovely. Just a little portable coop or something, and I could do it, of course, but that idea is not popular. She said, "Oh, brings rats," and well, the rats are already here anyways.
Right, right. And I mean, and the chickens, they eat them.
Yeah, well, that probably if they caught them, they'd eat them, and yeah. Well, I had to move my tomatoes and not tomatoes, strawberries, and I ended up getting just the one solitary strawberry because the rats got them when they just come into strawberry. They weren't grown, weren't even anywhere near ripe, and yeah, all the strawberries were chewed off bar one. So I put my strawberry plant up higher, but it was too late, and I only got one strawberry. And it was just so sweet and wonderful compared to the rubbish that you buy.
Yeah, yeah. And from what I understand, I mean, if you're okay talking about this, but from what I understand, Australia has been dealing with a bit of a rat issue. And then to top it off with the
Yeah.
flooding, it's gotten worse. Is that right?
Well, no flooding around where I was right down south, but
Oh, okay.
because of the I think the wetter seasons. I mean, it had been wetter and now it's coming really dry and hot and everything. So the rats are all coming up to try and find something to eat. So, like what Daz has been saying, I think the whole country or the whole eastern states has been having problems with rats and mice and rubbish like that.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Thank you, Lisa Anderson. Thank you, Ginger Ninja. Oh, thank you, Trust in God First. Thank you, Bushcraft family. That's very kind. Bushcraft must have ended his live and he's sending people here. Charles, thank you so
God.
much. Al Bundy, Shift Kicker, hey, Charles Bushcraft. Thank you so much, you guys. Trust in God First. You guys are so sweet. Do you put cayenne pepper in your chicken feed if you have chickens? I use red pepper flakes, chili pepper flakes. I do that, and I'm convinced it has knocked out whatever was ailing them. Hey, Cheddar Pepper, thank you. Hi, a homesteading hustle. Welcome in. So yeah, but I know that some people have talked about using cayenne and red pepper flakes to get their chickens to lay in winter. I'm not all about pushing them to lay in winter because let nature do its thing. I don't need to push them. Hey, Bear Truth, thank you for being here. Farm Fresh wants to know if it helps with rats. I've heard it does, but I've also heard that, like south of you, Ariella, that because of the flooding and the rat
Oh,
issues,
north of us.
north, I'm sorry.
Yeah. We're about as south. We're about as far south as you can get on the actual Australian mainland.
My geography is terrible. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Um, so anyway, more towards Daz's section, right? You know, where the flooding has been, and with the rat issues, the flooding made it worse. And then what ended up happening was, I think, all those issues like the cayenne pepper is really not being effective because I think they're just chasing food at this point. Have you noticed an increase even though you didn't have the flooding?
Oh yeah. I mean, quite often, I'll go out of an evening and you'll just see them around, rats, and like I'll hear them in the walls of the house and everything.
Really?
You can see them all the time, and we'd be throwing bait out like candies, and there's still heaps and heaps and heaps of rats. So yeah, rats and possums, and
Wow.
I wish I could just I know a very good solution, but I'm not allowed to do it here, and that involves pew pew, if you know what I mean.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's just crazy to me that, it's just amazing, right? Because there's all these different things that people deal with that you don't know what people are dealing with. You know what I mean? I heard you can kill rats by putting baking soda in cornmeal. I've heard of that too, but I've heard that it doesn't.
I've tried it, and well, there's still rats, so I don't know if it really works. But yeah, I've tried the baking soda and the all sorts of other natural things, and it doesn't seem to. But then the rat sack's not doing much with them either. The commercial rat bait, so it might be
Yeah.
just there's too many of them.
Yeah. The Cow Emporium says I sprinkle cayenne powder in gopher holes near the garden beds, and it helps for sure. The gophers must get it in their eyes and on their paws that they lick. They don't come back until it fades away. Huh.
Hmm. Ants
Yeah.
is another thing that's giving me grief. So, and do you think I can get borax? No hope of getting that. So,
You can't get borax?
no, there's none in the supermarket. So maybe everybody's cleaned it out. For those reasons.
Quite possibly. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, I hate that you're having to deal with that and stuff. Alicia at Farm Fresh was asking if you have livestock.
I wish I did. I mean, I'm right in the city. I really wish I did. Before I ran away from my adopters, I actually was on a farm. So I was on a farm till about 16. So I've given another answer to this 5 myths, 5 truths video, which probably nobody really knows that. And I ran away to Southeast Asia. So I know about, I know a little bit anyways, about sheep and chickens and goats and cows, and a little bit about pigs, and a little bit about some crops like, wheat or oats or that sort of thing. A lot of other things I know nothing about, but yeah.
Yeah,
So that's
welcome to
why
my
I'm really,
world.
yeah, that's why I'm very interested to see what you all are up to too, and a lot of what you speak about and a lot of what you all are doing brings back memories.
Oh, for sure. Um, I was trying. We've been talking about what we're going to do different this year, and one of the things we talked about was maybe getting a baby lamb to raise. I think that we've decided against it.
Yeah.
Just because I think that we need a year where we're calmer.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Because we've been go since 2020. And it's been nonstop, building and doing all that stuff. We'll still have pig litters, like February. As soon as February 1st rolls around, when the girls are in heat, we'll put the boys in there so we can have our litters early, because we've learned from, last year we planned to do it earlier, but it didn't work out.
Yeah.
And we learned that by doing it later, what a problem that causes, because, you know, look at Norman, right?
Yeah.
Having to have him out there and he's so small. And so, you know, we'll put the boys in with the girls in February, and then we'll take it from there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Broke Cowgirl, we were thinking of getting 2, but I think we're gonna pass this year.
Yeah. Sheep are a lot of work, and they're often determined to die. And a big issue with sheep is like, you know, the fly strike and dingleberries. You know, they're you know determined to crap all over themselves, and they end up with a heap of bells hanging off their ass end, so to speak. So you're all the time trying to keep them clean on both ends. The eyes clear of wool, and the back end clear of wool and dingleberries and things. And if you do go for sheep, unless you're really wanting a lot of work and you're into the wool and into like going to spin the wool and you know, do some crafts with the wool, I would actually look at more the hair breeds that sort of shed their fleece every year, just to save on the work.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey, Jerry Riggs, I'm looking at everybody's comments we were talking about raising lamb for a few months and then freezer camp. That was it.
Yep.
Because a friend of mine has sheep that lambing season's coming. We would only raise them for a little while. But Sarah at a homesteading hustle said we have short tail sheep, so dingleberries aren't an issue. I was laughing when you said dingleberries because I feel like I was thinking about this today. So you have me laughing. My mom used to make fun of me when I was a mom, when my son was little. If Nick would throw up, that was the one thing I couldn't handle. Now, I did handle it because you have to, right?
Yeah.
But I would be right alongside with him because I couldn't take it, right? Yet it's so funny because the things that you do when you're on a homestead, because I feel like all I do is clean up pee and poop.
Yeah.
And it's chickens have dingleberries. The pigs got
Yeah, there's always lots of pee and poop on a farm.
Always, always. Hey, Colleen, welcome in. Have a good weekend. David and I are working really hard to get our acreage by end of year. That's awesome. Excuse me. Oh, no worries, Holmans. Thank you so much. Totally get that. Yeah, it's just funny because I just put on Instagram that they talk about pigs, you know, they're smart. They don't go to the bathroom where they eat or where they sleep. I call crap. Because Sherman and Grant will lay in their house and urinate and defecate. And I went in there the other day because I always check their bedding to make sure it's dry, and soaked. And it would, because it's cold out, it's frozen. I had to use a scraper. And then with the girls at least use a corner of their house. Right? So I'm like, okay. And then Norman, he only used a corner of his house. So, but part of it I know is because it's cold. You know what I mean? Because they don't want to get up and go out. But in the summertime, it gets a lot better. But
yeah, they're smart enough to know, well, why go outside when it's cold and I freeze, and there's somebody else that'll come and clean it up for me anyway. So you probably say they are quite smart.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the girls went like months with no issue when they were getting ready to farrow, no problem. And I'm laughing at Sarah at a homesteading hustle. She said, oh, constantly people would be grossed out how often I bare hand clean poop covered things. Yep, same here. It's crazy. It's like diapers would be a heck of a lot easier. I love mutton, but haven't had that much lamb. Our pigs always used one corner of their pen. Yeah. Yep. Both are sheep at different stages. Yep. Yellow snow cones. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. And
I
Sherman.
probably,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I probably prefer lamb over mutton. I think mutton's sort of too strong a flavour for me. And even lamb, if I'm having it, I'm usually putting some very strong sauces with it, Asian sauces or curries or the like, just to sort of mask the smell and the gamey flavour.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's and I know one of the things my mom used to get from the butcher when I was young, when we lived in New York City, was she used to get ground lamb. And that was really good too. So, I mean, we were just looking for all different ways to do it, but I think we're going to hold off this year. We will do the 2 litters of piglets again. And then we're probably going to get about a dozen more chickens. So, does rabbit poop have maggots or other bugs in it to use as feed for chickens in case I ever get to that point? I don't know because I don't have rabbits. Does anyone know that? Do you, Ariel?
No, I don't think it does, but yeah, I don't sort of know much about rabbits either. I'd only sort of ever eaten wild rabbit that somebody had pew-pewed. I shouldn't say the word it starts with S on YouTube, but yeah, I don't know much about farmed rabbits, so yeah.
I know that rabbit poop I know is really good for gardens, and I want to assume, again, I'm not educated in this, but my assumption tells me that if the rabbits have been taken care of it well, there shouldn't be a lot of parasites in it unless there's some natural level of parasites. Does anyone know that though? Because I'm curious. Black soldier fly larvae go to rabbit poop and are excellent food for chickens. Oh, that might help, Cheddar Pepper. I got it on the screen for you. I had barbecue mutton when I lived in Kentucky. I miss it. You can raise worms in rabbit poop. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know much about rabbits. I think that's probably on the list to do. I don't know.
I don't know. If I had rabbits, I'd probably find it difficult to freezer camp them because they're so stinking cute. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and that's probably why we're not getting lambs this year, because I've already kept a piglet. And I'm pretty good about partitioning that stuff off. It's just that, man, that personality in that pig got me. Hey, Kentucky Sustainable, come on in. Thank you. Welcome. So yeah, I've been pretty good. And I think I probably could eat Norman, but I really
could you now?
Could I now?
I don't think you could.
If I had to, yes.
It would have to be a life or death situation, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I could do it. But I think it's just because that's what I do is I get the mindset. You know what I mean? Once I know something's meat, I can love on it and I can enjoy it, but I know what the ultimate is going to be. He just came in the house and he was just so darn cute. Let's see. We always process 2 rabbits at a time, so you really never knew which one you were eating. That makes sense, Cindy Squirrel. Carla said, take any animal poop, put it in a tube, and keep it moist. You will have more bugs than you want. Gotcha. You guys are smart. Huh. I'm just looking at the chat real quick here. I hope I didn't miss anybody.
I was able to open it here, which I think that's interesting that Melon allows me to do that. Yet StreamYard, if I'm on somebody else's vote. So that's interesting. I can sort of see the chat.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, so I'm putting together. Just while you're up here, Ariella, I'm putting together. I'm going to send out the email to folks. I was talking about it when we first came live. I just didn't have any guests for tonight, but I have a guest
Yeah.
for next week. And sorry, Ariella, I didn't mean that like I don't have a guest and you're standing there. So please don't take
Oh,
offense.
well, I saw that you were live and you were wanting somebody to come up. So I thought, well, I might as well help you out since I'm going to go live later anyways.
You're welcome to come on up, and I'm so super thrilled you did. But I'm gonna be doing. I have a guest next week for an interview, and then oops, I dropped something here. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 or 6 people that I'm going to send an email out to because we're going to start doing like a homesteading panel on Friday nights.
Yeah.
To get some information out. So I thought that would be really cool. Hey, Lake Fairy, thanks for coming in. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, so we're just tonight's kind of laid back kind of thing. How's everybody doing in the chat tonight? You guys doing all right? So you're going to be busy this weekend doing your lives and doing your editing and stuff, Ariella?
Yeah, pretty much the usual, really. It is what it is, though. YouTube does sort of keep me pretty busy. And, well, I think just about everybody here sort of knows the same drill.
Yep. Good night, Jerry Rigsit. Yeah, Lake Fairy, that's exactly right. Just laid back tonight. Just me tonight. We got Ariella's up here also, but we're just laid back tonight, relaxing. It's always a party here on Friday night. Yeah, Kentucky Sustainable. The panel is going to be. I don't want to say people's names until they commit to it, but we've got a bunch of people. I think we're going to have to rotate through them because I don't know if there's enough spots for everybody to come up. But our goal is to just talk about homesteading topics and talk about growing your own food and stuff like that.
Lake Fairy. I cannot say the whole name, but hi there, Lake Fairy. Great to see you.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that annoying?
It is. I saw Mennonite Farmhouse. Hi there, Leanne. A big thank you to Lisa Kalobi, who always drops everybody's links. And whoever else I've missed. Hi, and really nice to meet you all.
So, Lisa Kalovi, thank you so much for all your work you're doing. I appreciate it. Gwen's going to be starting tomatoes and peppers this weekend. How exciting. She pretty much just ended tomatoes like in December, I think. That's awesome. Oh, thanks, Al Bundy. I appreciate it so much. You guys who came over with Bushcraft, thank you so much. Charles is just an amazing guy. Loved your IG pics with Diesel being lazy. Yeah, Diesel is just, I post a lot in my stories, and Diesel is just the laziest bulldog, yet he'll hear Norman come clicking in the house, and then he's up off the couch and he's wide awake. No, Alicia, she doesn't have livestock.
Yeah, I don't, but I did early childhood until I'd sort of ran away from those who I grew up with. I certainly learned all about livestock there. They had something like about 2,000 acres for their farm, so they had quite a large farm. So I sort of learned a lot about farm life and real life. And as I get older, I really miss it, and it's sort of a big dream to sort of go back to now.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Susie Jacobson, you're so sweet. Kentucky Sustainable said I spent the afternoon cutting trees out of the pasture to get more sunlight in. That's a big job right there. We need to do that as well. We're trying to figure out a plan. We had originally had a plan to basically clear cut we only have 2 acres, but we wanted the perimeter trees for privacy.
Cheddar pepper. Yeah, current season here is summer, and it's midsummer, and I just had a look at the temperature, and it's 92, so that's why I'm melting it. I'll have to start this fan up pretty soon, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, my big dream is to get back to the States and, somewhere in the far north or, New England area or somewhere like that where usually it doesn't get so hot, and I sort of tolerate the cold much better than the heat.
Yep. New England would be perfect.
Mm.
I just wanted to go back to Kentucky sustainable. So we were talking about leaving the perimeter trees up for privacy, and then I don't want clear cutting, but taking down the trees that we really need to take down, because they're very tall ponderosa pine trees, and they die, and they end up coming down, dropping a lot of debris and branches, and sometimes the branches are the size of a tree. And they're, so we've talked about doing that to get more sunlight in, but we've also talked about doing it to make room for a barn. Mennonite farmhouse, I already started petunias and a couple butterfly bushes. Gwen got her last tomato on Christmas Eve. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. She's still getting tomatoes when most of us way down here aren't even getting any yet. So that's interesting.
Yeah, no kidding. Charles, Diesel, and Norman are not getting along. So we haven't been pushing it as much. I'm going to try to see if I was talking about it earlier in the live. I'm going to try to see if we can get them a little more acclimated, and we'll see how it goes. I grew up in this city, and I'm not in a position to start husbandry or a garden, but find it so fascinating. I think there's a lot of people, Al Bundy, that are like that. I think Alicia at Farm Fresh is in the same position as you. Burn in brush piles all week. Oh, you're lucky. If we get all this snow, we might actually be able to burn something, because we have to wait until it snows to burn because it's way too dry. I'm just catching up on the chat. Me too. I've been gardening on my high-rise apartment. That's Farm Fresh and Kentucky Sustainable said there's a formula for doing a silvopasture. Gotcha. Lake Ferry, our tomato plant pushed tomatoes till December and now are flowering again inside under light. That's amazing. Yeah, Charlie, I'm hoping they get along too, but we'll see. It's kind of hard right now with the weather. We've got the snow outside, or it's been really cold, and it's just hard to bring Norman in because you don't want him acclimating to the warm weather and then bringing him back outside into the cold weather, because that can actually cause him to get sick. So we will work on that. I tagged you in a comment on a video where a man grows 22,000 pound. Wow. I didn't get anything on that, Gwen. That's so weird. I will have to take a look, because I would love. Do you guys remember who it was? I wonder if anybody else here saw it, because I would love to see that. Right now, our pastures are just, what's the word for it? It's very hard to rake them out because the poop freezes. What were you going to say, Ariella?
I was going to say, what's the word? You're saying, what's the word? I was going to say, what, hopeless? Frozen?
Yeah, no, anytime we get above freezing, which is, been a good winter, actually, I just try to get out there and rake what I can so it's not a mess. Uh-oh, trouble's here. She's smiling backstage. We got another troublemaker who's coming up. Are you ready? Just give me a thumbs up. Okay. Well, here we go. Hi.
Hey, I couldn't resist. I've been watching. It's like I've had so many technical issues. I have not been able to get online and do anything. And so I'm like, I'm on my cell phone, but I have you on the computer over there and the TV over there. But cell phone only is the only thing that gets volume and text. So.
Gotcha. Thank you, Gwyneth Broke Cowgirl. I appreciate that. And hello, Spartman. He said, greeting from the frozen side of South Dakota. And hello, Annie's Kitchen. How are you, Miss Beautiful?
I was curious. Do you have anything going on in the greenhouse during your winter?
Nope, it'll freeze. It'll freeze because I had tomatoes in there that were thriving, and we had our first really cold freeze, and I even had Swiss chard in there and spinach and prep for that. And when we got that really hard freeze, it got the rest of my tomatoes, which is normal. I knew that, but it killed off the chard and the spinach.
Wow. Oh, so you can't even do the cold weather vegetables in the greenhouse.
It's weird. Like I can do it in spring, but I can't do it. We got pretty far. I mean, we got into, I think, September or October, but yeah, it took it down. And I think one of the things that someone told me that might work is if I put a little tunnel inside the greenhouse.
So like a greenhouse in the greenhouse.
Yep. It's sort of like when I had all the plants in the greenhouse in the spring and I had to go out there every night and cover them up.
So you need like an air layer insulation, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, Al Bundy's from North Dakota. Ooh, it's cold up there this week. Hey, Rising Swine. Welcome in, Sarah.
I mean, for Texas, we've been really cold. It's like, my Swiss chard and even my collard greens, which I love. In winter, I love to grow my collard greens. Nothing came up. I don't know. My onions are doing great, but my collards and my Swiss chard, nothing.
Crazy. Hey, Blue Collar. One of the things that I want to try is that winter sowing this year, where you take we buy distilled water because Ryan has a CPAP. So I've been saving all the containers, and the containers are really handy to have in the wintertime when I have to drag out water for certain things. But one of the things that I kept them for is you should be able to put drain holes in the bottom and then cut them halfway, hinge it,
right,
put dirt in the bottom and plant in there, and then you leave the cap off, and then that's supposed to keep them warm enough. But then I keep thinking back to my greenhouse and how my greenhouse stuff froze. How are seedlings going to make it in that?
But if you put those containers in the greenhouse, then it's the same as a tunnel in a tunnel.
Right. Yep, I did think of that. So you think that's better?
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a try. And then after all, the container being small is creating its own terrarium.
Right.
So as far as like moisture, and you don't have to worry about watering because any condensation is going to go right back in the dirt.
Gotcha.
I don't see why I'd put some out there, keep some in the house. Give it a try.
Yeah, supposedly people put them right outside in the sun and leave them out there, and they do great. And I know somebody about 90 minutes north of me did it, and it worked great. But I'm sitting there thinking, we'll see. But I'm not going to start anything until after this cold front goes through. It should be gone by Monday-ish.
Do you have anything going in the house right now?
No. I got busy with all the other stuff going on, and
understand busy.
Yeah. And that's what I was talking about with Norman. That's been part of the struggle, and I don't know if you were on when I was talking about it.
No.
But like I want him to play with the buttons, but right now there's snow on the ground and I don't want to have him outside using them. But bringing him inside, I'm worried about the stress of him coming into the warm and the cold, the warm and the cold. So I may have to wait a little bit on that. So I just wanted you to know that.
Nah, use the buttons with Diesel. See if he'll play with them.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do them because we've been working on his sit, and him walking around town is just hilarious. Hey, Blue.
Yeah, hilarious videos there, Lisa. I loved them.
He's so funny. He's so funny. That boy
And
needs
he's
a bath.
adorable. I loved where you were trying to feed him and he was trying to sit, but he was too excited. And he almost gave you that sit up beg position before you put the food down. He was like, when I have one of my dogs, when I tell him to sit, that's the only sit he knows is the up sit, It's like,
Yeah.
and I thought of that when I saw that. I was like, yeah, look at Norman. He's begging.
I know it. And it's funny because, you know how it is from the angle that you're looking. Like on the video, I could see it, but the poor guy sat a little the first time and I couldn't see that. It looked
He's like, Mama, I sat.
And it was more like it was more like I saw him jump up, and that's why I was like, no.
No, he sat first, and I saw it in the video. He sat, and then he briefly he sat, and then he stood up, and then he sat, and then he's like, dump it already.
Yeah, I know. When I saw the video, I was like, oh, the poor boy. But he's doing good with it. He's been doing it consistently and stuff like that. So now we'll just get through. We're supposed to have they said 2 to 6 inches tonight. So that'll just slow it down a little bit.
Don't envy you at all.
It hasn't been bad though, so I can't complain.
Oh no. My blood would gel.
Speaking of gelling, poor Al Bundy in North Dakota, he knows what's that's like. And even the rest of South Dakota had a lot more snow than we did. It was so weird.
We had tornadoes, which for us, I mean, we rarely get tornadoes this far south anyway. Farther north in Texas, we'll get more. Texas, through the Panhandle, across to Arkansas, they get tornadoes every year.
Right.
But Houston area and South Texas down here, we don't get them, and they were coming straight for us. And right before they got to us, and they actually went through a couple neighborhoods where I have friends, and then all of the bad weather went south of us. So we got really lucky. It was kind of scary, but we got really lucky. Didn't have any damage here, other than we had some high winds and lots of rain. But there was friends of mine who lost fences, and a roof collapsed in a senior facility, and a hospital got hit, and the elementary school got hit. And so, yeah, there's been a lot of that going on. And I rescued a puppy earlier on Monday. Poor little guy. Somebody dumped him in the back of a pickup truck.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Terrible.
He may be 6 weeks old.
Oh.
Pit bull breed of some sort. But I took him to the vet, got him on some medication, found him a family, and now here it's not even been a full week, and he's already sleeping in a king size bed, looking happy. So,
that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I'm glad you found him.
It doesn't normally happen that fast, but to be able to rescue something and get them to a permanent home, but.
Yeah, for sure. Al Bundy's, you said it's been mild compared to last year. I guess what I'm thinking of is I had her on our show one night. It was Mariah from Grain Bin Coop, and she is up near the Canada border on the eastern side of North Dakota, and they've been getting a ton of snow. Cheddar Pepper says in Arkansas the weather is crazy. Yeah, no kidding. You guys... Cheddar Pepper, are you in Arkansas? Because isn't that where Ark Wildman is, and they're getting all that snow?
I always say that Arkansas has everybody's weather because their cities have everybody else's names. You ever drive through Arkansas and you'll see names of cities that are Oklahoma plus Arkansas cities, and Texas cities plus Texarkana. I mean, every city. You want our weather? Take our name.
Wow, wow. Oh, so yeah, they're in North Little Rock. Gotcha, gotcha. Wow, that's crazy. Well, that tornado that came through Texas, um, Barb's Country Home and Lazy Days Ahead. I guess it wasn't far from Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. And they were without power for, I think, a whole 24 hours or so.
I think there were like 4 different tornadoes that touched down. The one that went just south of me, with about 45 minutes south of me, was an EF3. But luckily, we had some of the senior citizens in the nursing facility were injured, but other than that, it was just structural damage. Now, I don't know.
Wow.
I was at work, so I kind of lost track of what happened after it got past me. But I heard that there were at least 2 others that touched down past.
So scary. Sarah at a homesteading hustle said, "Oh, that's so sweet you rescued him." Come here, Diesel.
Yeah. Tornado.
Where's my
Certainly
boy?
sounds scary.
That is, yeah, it is sweet. Come here, Diesel. See Carla? Come here.
Who's my buddy? Where's my baby?
Here, wait.
Diesel D.
Come here. Come here.
There's my boy.
Sit. Sit.
Hey, handsome. Hey, handsome. There's Diesel, handsome boy.
He's. Of course, now y'all know I'm in my pajamas. Sorry.
I'm in mine too.
Welcome to my world.
You know what? I live for Friday when I get off work. My house shoes and my pajamas. And I pray that I don't have to go out and do anything all weekend.
Yeah,
I have the
don't
best,
blame you.
squishiest house shoes ever. And I don't want to take them off.
Hey, Bunky. Ark Wildman had a lot of his pipes freeze about a month ago. Oh, the poor man. He's such a nice man. Hey, Snow Gardener 307. Marlene, hope you're doing well. Wow. So what are you up to this weekend? You doing nothing? You hibernating, Carla?
Actually, tomorrow I'm going to binge watch YouTube videos on how to fix a front-loading washing machine that won't drain. And then I think I have to replace a drain pump on my LG front load. So I've already pulled it all apart several times, and that's the only thing I can come up with. So, no, I'm playing plumber.
Fun.
Joy.
Not.
It never is. And I hope to start some tomatoes this weekend.
Oh,
Start
that'll
getting
be good.
I have a couple little indoor, I don't know what you call them, with the lights and the heating pads underneath, and I'm gonna try to get my tomatoes started.
That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Ariella, are you going to plant anything else this year?
Well, I've got some tomato suckers that I'm trying to strike, so waiting for them to strike, and then they'll go in. And I'm just thinking what else I can find. Maybe some herbs, some lettuce, some cabbages, those sorts of things.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah, I
Basically,
don't know.
what I can find on special.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and jump off.
Okay.
But thanks for having me up, and I just want to tell you I love you.
I love you too. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
Love you guys.
Congratulations, Carla.
Going back to chat.
All right. Here, I'll take you off to make it easier. There, she's got it. I'm probably going to get going in a couple minutes myself because I know, Ariella, you're going to go live, and I have to get up early in the morning to pick up a bulk order. I don't know why, but they have us pick it up very early on a Saturday morning, for me anyway.
Oh, that sounds interesting, yeah, and especially on a Saturday, yeah.
That's all right. Either that or I'll try and talk Ryan into getting it for me. But
well, it's worth a try.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I think I'm going to get going. And so listen, Ariella is going to be going live when, Ariella?
In about another 25 minutes.
So in another 25 minutes, Ariella Viking Venture and Victuals will be going live. Stop over and see her. Say hello to her. But Ariella, thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you.
Oh, you're most welcome. And good that I can help you out by coming up and, just adding a bit of interest to your live, of course.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And everybody in the chat, thank you again for being here. Thanks for coming in every Friday. And for all the folks who came in tonight from Bushcraft, thank you so much. That was really sweet, and I appreciate it. And next week, we will definitely have a guest. And then after that, we'll start having the homesteading panel. So stay tuned. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care. Bye, Ariella. Bye, everyone.
Bye.